On today's show, Barb and I are going to make a keto and a paleo chicken, which is a salt timbaka. Lots of vegetables. We have broccoli and cauliflower, sage, thyme seasoning, garlic, the chicken with prosciutto. This is going to be so delicious. So let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Hey Barb, what's the question of the day?
Do you like prosciutto? If you like prosciutto, give me a thumbs up.
I have the oven preheating to 400. Let's start out with our vegetables and clear a little bit of room here. On your cookie sheet, you need to put down a little bit of oil. And I learned a little trick with my oil that I've done on some, haven't done with the others. Don't pull the foil off, just take a knife and put a slit in it, so when you go to pour it, it pours like just little drips at a time. It's really a great idea. Pick that up somewhere. Now, let's take and hit this with a brush, and we'll just roll this oil around. I don't think you need an exact measurement on this because you need some oil to cover the sheet. And you know, oil is okay with you on your keto diet, and you can use oil, you don't have to worry about it. Just like that. So that's good. Now, let's take this cauliflower and get that out here. I'm using fresh, frozen cauliflower. You know, nothing's fresher than this. This came right out of the field and it was frozen. Locks in the taste. I'm going to put them right down here near the end like this, because the next thing I'm going to put is some broccoli. Just like that. That'll be enough. We'll put the rest of this broccoli back in the freezer. Then I want to take my oil and spray this. This is olive oil. I'll spray the tops of these. Now, my chicken, I'm also spraying the tops of my chicken. To save time, I already started with most of them. So, next, I need salt and pepper. So, some salt. And we're going to roast these up, so you do need salt on them. And the chicken, you need a little bit of salt. You don't need to kill the salt on the chicken because the prosciutto is salty enough. See if I have any room left over here. Now the pepper. I always try to put down enough pepper to make me sneeze. That's how my dad was when he cooked. Okay. Then I have the sage, and I'm just going to sprinkle the sage on top of the chicken. It doesn't come out very easy, so you have to kind of sprinkle a bit, but now we're done with that. Okay, now in just a little bit we're going to make our mix for these veggies when they come out of the stove. But these take a little while to roast. So let's get them in the oven right away. I like to put them on the top, and I realize that's the hottest part of the oven. But in some senses, it's cooler than the bottom because it's not right directly above the element. And these pans are thin anyway, so I think you're better to put it up on a higher rack. So let's move this out of the way. I have a tin here with flour all set and ready to go. It's a little bit lumpy. This is almond flour, so you have to use the back of your hand like this, and then that just kind of breaks up most of the lumps. You can run it through a sifter if you want, or you can use a great big screen and just do it that way, but we're going to use that in a little bit. So we're done with the flour. We'll put that away for now. For garlic, we're going to be using a roasted garlic. So that should be delicious. And for cheese, I have Parmesan. I'm cheating and I bought the pre-ground Parmesan cheese. In all honesty, just because I wanted the container. That's why I did that. Now, you want to use milk or cream, and of course, butter. And we'll put some thyme as well on that too. So the first thing I need to do is to take my prosciutto out of the refrigerator, let it warm up for a good 30 minutes. Because prosciutto is thin and it sticks together. Then I need to take and put some oil in my pan. Pick whatever kind, canola oil, grapeseed oil, canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want to use. It's all keto, it's all good, just like that. Then, with the chicken, to save time, I've wrapped some of them already to show you. I have one more here to do. You want to take your prosciutto, just like this, set it on your chicken, wrap it around just like that. And I didn't have enough to do two. I went ahead and seasoned them anyway, because I'll just cook them up and they'll just be chicken without the prosciutto. So maybe you have somebody in your family who doesn't like the prosciutto, there you go. Okay, that's all set, ready to go. So let's fire up the stove here. We'll get that heating up. I'm going to put it to medium heat because I don't want to fire it up too fast. Now I need to wash my hands and I'll be right back. Now it is hot, I can feel the heat. You don't want to do it too soon because you don't want to put your chicken in a cold pan. So roll the chicken in the flour. Try to work it in there. Now lots of times I open these chickens up to make them wide and flat because they squish them for the pan that they sell them in the store, the container. But in this case, because I'm putting these in a frying pan, I want them to go ahead and stay small. So I purposely did not squish them wide open. And by the way, I did rinse these off with water, and then I dried them with a paper towel, and I let them sit for a little while to dry off. You know, chicken or meat has to be room temperature when you cook it. That's kind of a restaurant secret that they do that makes their food better than we can make at home. Okay, too much smoke, lower your heat and add more oil. If your pan gets too hot, you have to have a little more oil. Once these start to cook, you can turn them over. This is one of the simplest recipes you'll ever make. And it's going to be so good. This is going to be on your weekly countdown of this. Make this over and over again. You're going to get some nice juice and fond down in the bottom of the pan from that oil. Not that you need the bottom of the pan completely covered with oil, but as you can see, I definitely have, and you know, a splash guard would be a good thing there. I think it tried to get me a minute ago. And cheese, our milk, and garlic. So let's put our milk in. And you want the milk warm when you put your cauliflower in there. So this is going to have to be heated. So for cheese, you want the same quarter cup as you put in for milk. So for me, a handful twice is about a quarter of a cup. You know, if you do this enough, you kind of start to see the same thing over and over again. And then garlic, use as much as you want. You can follow the measurement. I'm just giving it a squirt. Then we'll give that a stir, and we'll also check the chicken with a digital thermometer. So here's a wooden spoon. Kind of stir this up so it's ready to go. And we'll put it on the heat in a minute. Okay, what's our temperature on these? That one says 85. Yeah, I didn't get a good meat reading on that one because this one here is 139 and rising. So everybody knows you need 160, 165 for chicken. So we're at 140 right now. Just depends on what part of the meat you get in. These are still cooking along here, so let's let them go for a little bit. I've been checking the temperature, and I'm right around 130, so not quite there yet. Let's pull out of the oven the vegetables. Fantastic. Wow, those look great. Let's check the temperature. We should be there. Okay, we are definitely over 160, so we can go ahead and pull this off. This is concrete top. The heat won't hurt it. We're going to put this on the stove here and just get it to start melting the butter. I can even turn it up if I want, just as long as you're here and you're keeping an eye on it. Grab a plate. Now I have a food processor. You may have a larger one, but this is what I normally use. So I'm just going to grab a handful here, like this. I'm not going to take all of it at once. Almost there. This is done. Pull that off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in here. I think that'll be better than doing it on the plate. Let's put it in here with our cream sauce. I tell you, you got to keep an eye on this cream sauce because it goes from the butter goes from not being cooked to cooked real fast. Okay, it looks like I can do a little more. So there's probably not an exact measurement on this. You're probably going to want to just do it visually. However thick you want the consistency. If it's too thick, you'll have to put in more milk. If it's too runny, obviously you have to put in more of the cauliflower. So, and then we have the broccolis. For the broccolis, these look real good as is. I'm not going to grind these up. These I'm just going to put right on the plate. So let's let that cool for a minute. This is kind of like mashed potatoes, but it's cauliflower and it is going to be real good. Just like that. Move this out of the way. How about a little salt and pepper in here? Then I can stir it up. Okay, we can serve it. Okay, wow, I can smell the garlic. That is going to be so delicious. Wow. Let's get our chicken. Nice, good piece of chicken. The first one's always for Barb, so she gets the best one. There we go. Okay, the cauliflower looks good. Wow. If you like making meals like this and you want to see some more, I have a whole list of more right there.